Try this.
Yum. What is it?
Meat thins.
Hey, what's up, family? I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are Two Crazy Ketos.
And if you're new to our channel, welcome. Here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like product reviews and we do recipe videos. We talk about various keto topics, and every Monday we go live on Keto Beyond the Couch because life exists beyond the couch.
You can find us in different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a website, which is twocrazyketos.com, and that's where you're gonna find all of our different recipes. Now we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon, and that way every single time we're followed by a dehydrator, you'll be alerted to it. Now, Joe, what is this behind us?
I bought another dehydrator.
Oh my goodness. Are we so waist deep in bacon jerky that we need a bacon jerky dehydrator and then like another dehydrator for our other needs?
We do a lot of dehydrating, like all meat. You know, it's pretty much all meat. And we do a lot, and I'm tired of having to like put everything on the rack, cook it, and then go back out and like the other batch is ready to go, especially when I make our carnivore chips, because I slice it so thin, so I like to do it frozen, and I want to make double batches. So I bought another dehydrator. Now, we actually have a video on the London Sunshine Food Dehydrator. It was a review as well as how to make carnivore chips, which are basically carnivore snacks. They're thin, I call them meat potato chips. That's what they are.
They're delicious, and it's really nice to have this like guaranteed food stable option that we can take with us when we are on vacation, when we are going to conferences. Like, it's just so portable. You take them on the dive boat all the time. So
I have that London Sunshine one, and then I really wanted to get another dehydrator. So I figured I would order the Cosori one, which we talk about all the time. We got it from Amazon. This is not a sponsored video. We paid for this with our own money. I bought the 10 tray one, and I figured in today's video, we can kind of show you the Cosori one, explain the differences between the London Sunshine and the Cosori, because there's not many.
Right.
As well as show you how to make the easiest carnivore chips
so easy
possible. And I'm actually calling these meat thins.
Yeah, because they're more like a cracker consistency to me. And also they really hold up nicely to a dip.
Yeah, so these are, if you remember wheat thins, it's the same consistency as those. They're not like the regular carnivore chips that we make because of the way they are. And this will also make a meat flour very, very easily because they will crumble up easy. So before we get into that, let's go over the Cosori food dehydrator. Now the Cosori has actually 2 versions. They have a 6 tray and a 10 tray. It's us. Bigger is always better. And so we're going with the 10 tray, and we have the 10 tray London Sunshine. So I don't want to pull in this London Sunshine one. That would be a pain in the neck to have them both in video and cameras and everything else. So I'm going to explain the differences because there's not many. So let's pull this in. So this is the Cosori. Differences and similarities between this and a London Sunshine, they are the same exact size.
That's nice.
They are made out of the same exact materials. When you look at it aesthetically,
very similar.
The Cosori to the London Sunshine, the only difference is this display panel. So the Cosori has the piece here with your controls here and Cosori written over here. London Sunshine, you have the temperature and stuff over here, your buttons, and then it says London Sunshine over here. That's it. So aesthetically, those are the only differences. The big difference comes in the computer chip that's inside. Okay, so if you remember, the London Sunshine had pre-programmed times.
Right.
So it was like 5 or 6 different times, and when you turned on the unit, you would basically, it would say 10. You had to start the device, and then you had to program what time and what temperature you wanted. The Cosori is a little different. So the Cosori, you press time and temperature, And with the time and temperature, you can adjust it by 1 degree increments.
I like that.
Not a huge deal because pretty much all dehydrating is done at 5 different temperatures. You can call this a plus, but you can also call it a minus. So plus, you have more control. Minus,
I like more control.
If let's say I'm at let's say here I'm at 148. It's got to be flashing. Okay, so I'm at 140. I want to go to 165. I got to sit here and keep hitting this button until I get to 165. Whereas the other one, it was like 2 buttons. So right. 2 button presses. So it could be a plus, it could be a minus. Then you would hit the time. And again, so the London Sunshine started at 10 hours. You adjusted it from there. It adjusted in half-hour increments. This one adjusts in half-hour increments, but it can go all the way up to 48 hours.
Wow.
So that's nice. The big difference. Whereas the London Sunshine, I believe, is a 24-hour.
So you'd have to come back and, babysit it again.
Yeah. Now, also to let you know, it does not round robin. Do you know what that means?
Where it goes back around the horn?
Right. So if you get to 48, if you bring it all the way up to 48, and now you have it set at 48, and you need to get to 2, you got to go down. You can't hit the plus button to go up. So a lot of times with controls, you can round robin. So if you get up to the highest one and keep going, it'll start at the bottom.
Now I want to go play outside.
Not with these. So those are, that's the difference. That's the only difference. When it comes to inside, it's the same 10 trays, same metal inside. We'll pull out this bottom tray. It is the same drip tray.
Nice.
So much is it the same that here is the metal tray from the London Sunshine. Here is the metal tray from the Cosori.
Wow.
They're identical. You can take the London Sunshine and put it in there. It is the same unit, just branded differently.
It's nice because then our mats also work on either one. We didn't have to repurchase that if we don't want.
Now they are the same price, but there is one other difference. The London Sunshine came with 10 of these non-stick mats, which I do not use, but this is good if you're doing things that are small, like ground up meat, because obviously you can't put it on here.
Right.
Or if you're making fruit purees, maybe for your children or something like that, you would use this mat. This one came with 1, whereas the London Sunshine came with 10.
Wow.
Now you can buy them, but that is something to consider.
But since we don't use them that much, that's kind of, we're okay with it.
You can also buy these. I'll leave a link for these down below. This is good if you want to do something liquid like eggs. Let's say you have a ton of eggs. You would put them on here and the same one fits on both units.
Nice.
So that's it. Those are the big differences. Are you ready to make meat thins?
Meat thins.
Okay, first thing we're going to do is pull out a couple of trays. We don't even need a lot of them.
I'm gonna tell you, not only does it have a really cool consistency, but it's almost got a cheesiness to it. No cheese, no dairy, but there's just such a richness to the flavor of these crackers that you're gonna love them.
So here's the good news with this one. A big complaint we get about our carnivore chips is I don't have a food slicer.
There you go.
Now, I've talked about this in several vlogs, as well as in this video. Like if you say, I don't have a dehydrator. Can you do this in an oven? Yes and no. Part of the problem with an oven is it's not temperature controlled the way a dehydrator is. A lot of times they don't have a good fan circulating. So if you want to try this in your oven at the lowest temperature, if you can get your oven down to 160 degrees, go ahead, but do so at your own risk. If it doesn't work in the oven, it's not my fault.
Don't send us a letter.
But why do you want a dehydrator and why should everybody get one? Because you can buy like the 6-tray one for like $100 to $150 and they're on sale a lot. If you consume a lot of carnivore snacks, like if you're buying from that company, a bag of meat chips is $40 for 5 ounces. You can make that on your own for a fraction of that and pay for your dehydrator in the first month.
Well, and we don't just eat that. We love beef jerky, we love bacon jerky, and we make that all the time. So if you're somebody that's always enjoyed beef jerky, this is something that can really help.
So, for $100 to $150 investment, you save a tremendous amount of money. A good beef jerky is $30 to $40 a pound. Well, that's because when you make beef jerky, you only end up with 25% volume. So if you buy a pound of meat, you only end up with about a quarter of a pound of beef jerky.
Right.
So, or a quarter to a half a pound. So you have to factor in all of that, plus the cost for them to make it and everything else. You can buy a food dehydrator and make your own, again, for a fraction of the cost. Here's how easy
Are you ready for this
one is.
Okay.
Ready? So we're gonna make our meat thins with Philly cheesesteak meat.
So you could get Steak-umm.
Yep.
You can get this product that we got at Costco. Basically, it's just thinly sliced beef.
It's really chopped up beef that's been pressed into a piece.
Yeah.
So here is the only thing.
Particle board.
Yes, it's particle board. It's particle board meat, but it is 100% meat. It's just beef. If you look at the ingredients, it is 100% beef.
I like that.
There is one stipulation when you're doing this.
Okay.
They have to be frozen. Don't try to do this when they've defrosted. Pull it out of the freezer.
They're so thin, they're just gonna fall apart in your hand.
These have been out of the freezer since we started recording this video, so maybe 5 minutes, and they're already defrosting. Are you ready?
Yeah.
This is super easy to do.
Okay.
Okay, ready? Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna take these and line them up on your trays, and you can put them as close together as you want. Now, each one of these, as you're doing that, there's 2 slices. Don't try to separate it. You're gonna let this be a double slice. Here's the thing, this here has no seasoning in it. There's no seasoning at all in here, and it's very, very lean. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take some Redmond real salt, and we're gonna just sprinkle some salt to give this a little bit of seasoning.
And we always stack up the trays so that like the next layer catches the salt that maybe you fell through the cracks.
Right. Okay, that's all you have to do.
That's it.
Now we're gonna put these in a food dehydrator. Now the one thing about these trays, I do wanna mention, one side is longer than the other, so it can only go in one way. So you can see here, like if I put it in this way, it's not gonna catch. It's slightly wider than it is. Put this one in here so I don't lose it. Close this up. We're gonna go 165 degrees, and then we're gonna get the time, and we're gonna start off at 3 hours and then check it after that. These are gonna go pretty quickly because they're thinly sliced and because they're very, very lean. You're basically looking for it to be very dry and like a cracker consistency. Now remember though, when they're done, they're gonna still be soft. You have to let it cool down.
Yeah.
It's gonna take between 3 to 4 hours. You will not overcook it if you go to 4 hours.
Okay.
So, but we're gonna start off at 3 hours. So it's been 3 hours and the meat thins are done.
Look how crispy they look.
So they come out really good, just like this. And you will see there's a little bit of fat on here just because there's still fat in beef. It's just very lean. So what you can do is just take like a paper towel and kind of blot that off. But let's go ahead and give these a sample.
Look at that.
Now they're not as crispy as a chip, but they do, again, they have a texture of a wheat thin.
Cracker. Oh, dink.
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 Needs salt.
They're so good. I just love that mouthfeel.
That's the key. Salt. Everything needs salt.
So delicious. They store really well. Like we actually use like an elongated Tupperware, glass Tupperware to store it in.
And these are actually about a month old. And by the way, shelf stable. Because they're very, very lean, just put them in an airtight container. And these are still perfect. I mean, we've been eating on them and really, really, really enjoying them.
You want to see something fun me and my mom have been using them for?
Okay.
To make little cracker sandwiches. So take a little bit. Now I heated it up in the microwave, so you got a little bit of grease coming out of the provolone cheese.
Okay.
But we take one of these, fold it in half. It becomes a perfect sandwich square.
Okay.
And then put some cheese in the middle of it, 30 seconds in the microwave.
Yeah, I'm thinking like at a party.
Yes.
Like how good would this be at a party?
Oh,
Cut it into quarters. Okay, ready?
Dink it.
Provolone cheese kind of smells like stinky feet.
It really does.
Dink. Oh yeah. It's almost like having a grilled cheese sandwich.
It's like a grilled cheese sandwich, only it's like all of the delicious crust all around the cheese.
It is.
It almost turns any type of cheese into like a grilling cheese. You know how grilling cheese has that like crust on the outside? These what do we call them? Not meat thins.
Right.
Really turn it into like a crust.
That is delicious. Mm-hmm. Good job.
Thank you.
I can just see cutting this into squares, putting them in bags, and taking them on a dive boat.
Absolutely. Delicious.
Like instead of having those little, like, remember the cheese cracker sandwiches? Use that instead.
She also likes to put a little bit of your favorite dip in between it to add a layer of flavor.
Oh, wow.
Like a French onion or a ranch or that jalapeno dip between two of these meat thins. Delicious. Flavor Town.
Well, that is going to be this video. We will leave links for everything we have down below for the Cosori. No real recipe video. It's take your steakums and throw them in your dehydrator, cover them in salt. That's about it. But we'll leave links for everything we used down below. Now, if you like seeing videos like this, take a look at some of the videos we have linked right over here. Also, make sure you take a look at the most recent video that I'm gonna put right over there.
But whether you head this way or you head this way, don't forget to head this way. Subscribe to our channel and click the little bell icon. And that way, every single time we enjoy meat thins, you'll be alerted to it.
Till next time.
Bye.